Shapar, which means horn. Yun, which means wine. La Yasha'ala, which means to Israel. Shapar, which means horn. Imajim, Sar Punya Hakwadum, which means turn and face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakuska, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lacham, Kalyawam, Wasalakanawa, Kawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawathanawa, Wala'ah, Tabayanawa, Panasai one, above, Hawashanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahataparath, Laiwalamyum, Aman. In the English, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. The prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'akushah, Nathanawa, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kal Maka'Allah, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwayum, Hamathum, Hakak, Al-Raka'awah, Hatama'ala, Lagarshan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Wada Aman. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a Ayanya, Al-Hahayim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a Isaiah, Ma'am Yahweh, Aisha Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Aliyathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Aliyanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'ayanawam, Wala'aya Yashan, Shawamar Yasha'al, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Aliyah, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'aya Kaka, Wayarach, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Mikal Ra, Yashamar, Athapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaathka, Wabua'aka, Ma'aitha, Wa'aida Walam. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Thaka'arash, wa Al-Tashakwat, Al-Kayahanam, Awayabyaka, Yahamayawan, Wamishanayaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya'iri Yumwa, Sawad, Wayathe Aitazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakiram, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shum Yasha'ala, Iwa, Kaya, Now Aitazawa, La, Yakadwa, Aliaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahalia, Adawam, Washemalium, Moabba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Palashah, I'm Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarwa, Labunyalawat, Salah, Aishalahum, Kamadin, Kasayasara, Kayabin, Benakal, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Nadiyamawa, Ka'ira, Wakazaaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazalmanai, Kanasay Kumwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nearashah, Lanawa, Af, Nawaf, Alahayim, Alahayab, Shayathamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapunyaraka, Ka'ash, Daba'iria Ira, Wakalahaba, Dalahat, Haryam, Katharudatman, Basairaka, Wabasopathka, Dabahalam, Mala'ah, Punyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shumka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Idea I, Wayakapawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shumka, Yahawa, Labadka, Aliawan, Al-Kal Ha'aratazah. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace. And be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from the nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeeb. Yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the Most High in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid of thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barak atah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Miyaka'ala. Wa Alahayim. Matazabiyah. Alawapyahan. Ha'alawapyum. Hasaranyum. Hakwataziyanyum. Hachayayalyum. Wa Hakwafyim. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The water Aman. In the English, bless you Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. and the angels, Commander General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, thank you. So be it. The ISUPK curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, listen to us now, right now, saying evils and curses, and punishment, destruction, and death to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school, saying evils and curses, and punishment, destruction, and death to the heathen that shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel, and refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment, destruction, and death to the Edomites, and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, posse comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, the radio channels, convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and destroy. Cause the plagues to destroy them in their strongholds. Let them shake at the hands at the plagues. Let Yahweh, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and destroy all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread throughout the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh, thank you always. So be it. Sorry, face the front. Shabium. Clap it up. That's right. We here with another Sabbath service. Could you adjust this camera, Baba Shah? We're here with another Sabbath service. We are ready to go into the 14th chapter of Genesis. We're picking up where we were last week with Abram and Lot. They're moving around. The Lord is blessing Abram and telling him how he's going to be blessed and how his lineage is going to be blessed. And so we're going to pick this right up in the Hebrew. We're in Genesis, the 14th chapter and the 10th verse. I'll give y'all a second to everybody get to it. As we always stress, I hope everybody was, has been learning their Hebrew and practicing and working on their Hebrew. This is where you put it into practice when we dive into the scriptures and read from our ancient scriptures and learn about our ancient culture. Genesis, the 14th chapter and the 10th verse. Wa'aimak Hashadim Ba'arath Kamar. Now that Ba'arath is saying that they're in the valley that was full of slime pits. Ba'ar is a well or a pit. And doubling a word is a way in Hebrew that you emphasize something. So Ba'arath is saying there was pits everywhere. Chamar, Wayanaswa, Malak, Saddam, Wa'imara. Saddam and Imara is Sodom and Gomorrah. And so we're dealing with, in that region of the world, I may have jumped the gun last week. I said we were going to see Sodom and Gomorrah get destroyed this week. Salaki to everybody out there. Sodom and Gomorrah don't get destroyed until next week. We're just going to have to wait another week to see that happen. Wayapalwa, Shemach, Wahana Sha'aryum, Hara, Naswa. Verse 11. Wayakwakwa, Athkal, Rakash, Saddam, Wa'imara, Wa'athkal, Akalom, Wayalakwa. And these are all actually words that we've been coming across a lot lately. That first word, Wayakwakwa, is the root word is akwak, which is to take. And that last word right at the end, Wayalakwa, is saying that they went on their way, and halak is to go or to go out. Verse 12, Wayakwakwa is that word lakwak again. Wayakwakwa, ath lawat, which is lot, wa'ath, rakashwa, bun akhya, abaram, which is saying that the son of the brother of Abram, because remember, Lot is Abram's nephew. So Bun Akhia, the son of his brother. Wayalakwa, Wahawa'a, Yashab, Basadam. And Yashab is another common word, means to dwell or live. So Yashab, Basadam is saying that Lot took his stuff and he left and he settled down and lived in Sodom. And we know how that's going to turn out. Verse 13. Wayaba'a, Ba'a is to come. So saying, and he came. Wayaba'a, Hapoyat, Wayagad, La'abaram, Ha'ibariya. This is saying Abram the Hebrew. Ha'ibarium, Ibar is Hebrew. Wahawa'a, Shakun, Bahalanya, Mamara, Ha'amariya, Akhya, Ashakal, Wa'akhya, Ainar, Wahum, Ba'alia, Baryath, Abaram. Verse 14. Let me make sure we keeping track here. And that's 16. Verse 14. Waishamai, Abaram, Kaya, Nashabah, Akua, Wayarak. And these are, again, all common words we should be picking up. Shemai is the word for hear. We should all know this is a common word. It's the word for hear or listen, and this is saying, Wayashemai Abaram, when Abram heard, Kaya, Nashabah, Akua, Wayarak, Ath, Kanayakua, Yalayadya, Bayathwa, Shamanah, Ishar, Washalash, Ma'awath. These are numbers that we've been going over a lot lately. Hope everybody's starting to recognize those. Wayaradap, Id, Don. That Id, we've gone over a lot also. That's a word that means unto or until or as. So this is saying that he went all the way to Dan. Verse 15. Wayachalak, Aliyahum, Layala, Hawa'ah, Wa'ibadua, Wayakum, Wayaradapun, Id, Kobah, Ashar, Mashama'al, Ladamashak. Verse 16. Wayashab Athkal Harakash Wagum Athlawat Akua Warakashwa Hashayub Wagum Ath Hanashim Wa'ath Ha'ain. Now we're going to take this up in the English. Genesis, the 14th chapter and the 10th verse. And the vale of Siddim was full of slime pits. And the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled and fell there. And they that remained fled to the mountain. I think we should hold on to that word slime pits, because I want to call all types of things slime pits. That's the type of word that we gotta keep on in the Hebrew. I think slime pit is an excellent word to describe some of the places that we see out here in Esau's kingdom. Verse 11, and they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their victuals and went their way. And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. And there came one, this is talking about, a bunch of kings got together, kings of the area got together, and they was running through the whole region. And they pulled up on Lot, and they ran up on him too, and they took all his stuff, and they took him, and they did. So verse 13, and there came one that had escaped, and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Aner, and these were confederate with Abram. So last week, in the chapter that we went into last week, Abram and Lot were living together on the same land. Remember, Lot is Abram's nephew. And their people started to fight with each other. Their servants and whoever they had started to have issues with each other. And so they looked at each other, they said, we family, we don't want to have issues. There's a whole lot of land out here. It's a wide earth. You go your way, I'm gonna go my way, and we'll keep the peace like that. And so Lot went his way, and then he just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time where some kings was running rampage, and they pulled up on him and they jacked him for all his stuff. They kidnapped him and they took him. And so in verse 13, somebody's telling Abram that this happened to his nephew. Verse 14. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, and we got to pause here for a second too, because a lot of people get caught up on like literal terms. When you get taught the Bible by the white man, and shalom to everybody in the chat, when you get taught the Bible by the white man, you get caught up on simple terms. Lot is Abram's nephew, but he's also his brother, because everybody in your nation is your brother.
Right.
All of our people are our brothers. Our family are all our brothers.
That's right.
So when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants, born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan. So Abram, when he heard, this is what you do when you hear your family's in trouble. Right. Abram pulled up 318 brothers. This was all Abram's people. This is how many servants Abram had on his land. He was living large. When he heard his brother was in trouble, he armed them up and he said, we're going to go get Lot. Verse 15, and he divided himself against them, he and his servants, by night, and smote them and pursued them unto Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. Verse 16, and he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot and his goods, and the women also, and the people. So Abram got all his men, ran up across the country wherever he had to go, and he brought Lot and all his stuff back.
Train, man, meaning that, those brothers know how to go down. Those brothers know how to defend themselves.
They went in there without fear, and they didn't care how many people was in there. They knew they was coming back with Lot and all of Lot's stuff. So now we're going to go back to the Hebrew for verse 17, Genesis 14 and 17. Wa'etaza'ah malach Saddam lakora'athwa, Acharya, Shawabwa, Mahakawath, Ath, Kadaralimar, Wa'ath, Hamalakim, Ashar. Remember, Malakim is kings. Malak is king. We're gonna see this a lot in this part of the Bible. Athwa al Aimak, Shawah, Hawa Aimak, Hamalak. Verse 18. Wa Malakia, Tazadak, Malak, Shalom. And this is Melchizedek right here. This is the first mention of Melchizedek in the Bible, which is a word that means the king of righteousness. While Malakia, Tazadak, Malak, Shalom. So it's the king of righteousness, the king of peace. Hawatazayah, Lacham, Wayayan, Wahawa, Kahan, like La'ala, Aliyawan. Aliyawan is most high. So that's an excellent word to learn in the Hebrew. Aliyawan. Verse 19. Waya Baraka'awa, Waya Amar, Barawak, Abaram, La'ala, Aliyawan, Quanah, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, which is literally the possessor of heaven and earth. Quanah, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah. Verse 20. Wabarawak, Allah, Aliyawan, Ashar, Magun, Tazariyaka, Bayadka, Wayathun, Lawa, Ma'aishar, Makal. Verse 21, Waya Amar, Malak Saddam, Al Abaram, Thunlaya, Hanapash, Waharakash, Kwak, Lakah. Verse 22, Waya Amar, Abaram, Amalak Saddam, Haryamathya, Yadya al Yahweh, Allah Aliyawan, Quanah, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, possessor of heaven and earth. Verse 23, Machuat, Wa'id, Sharwaka, Na'al, Wa'am, Akwach, Makal, Ashar, Lakah, Wala'ah, Tha'amar, Anya, Ha'asharathia, Af Abaram. And back to the English. Genesis 14 and verse 17. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him after his return from the slaughter of Chedorlaomer and of the kings that were with him at the valley of Shaveh, which is the king's dale. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thine enemies into thine hand. And he gave him tithes of all. And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, Give me the persons, and take the goods to thyself. And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up mine hand unto the Lord, the Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take from a thread even to a shoe latchet, and that I will not take anything that is thine, lest thou shouldest say, I have made Abram rich. So Abram said, no, I'm not taking any of it, and he didn't need it. We just heard how many servants he got. He wasn't going to take anything from the king of Sodom. But we're going to go back to the Hebrew and keep going and find out what happens next. This is verse 24 in the Hebrew. Balaidia, Rakashar, Akalwa, Hanarium, Wakalak, Hanashim, Ashar, Halakwa, Athia, Ainar, Ashakal, Mamra'ah, Hum, Yaquaqua, Chilaquam. Chapter 15 and verse 1. Achar, Hadabarium, Ha'Allah, Hayah, Dabar, Yahweh, Al-Abaram, Mamakazah, La'amar, Al-Thayara'ah, Abaram, Anakia, Magun, Lakah, Shakarka, Harabah, Ma'ad. Verse 2, Wayamar, Abaram, Adunya, Yahweh, Ma, the son, Leah, Wa'anakia, Hawalak, Iriaria, Wabun, Mashak, Bayafia, Hawa'ah, the Mashak, Aliazar, verse 3, Waya Amar, Abaram, Hun, Leah, La'ah, Nathathah, Zerai, Wahana, Bun Bayafia, Yerawash, Athia, verse 4, Wahana, Dabar, Yahweh, Aliwa, La'amar, La'ah, Yayarashka, Zakaya, Ashar, Yataza'ah, Mama Ayika, Awa'ah, Yayarashak. Verse 5, Wayawataza'ah, Athwa, Hawakatazah, Wayamar, Habat, Na'ah, Hashemayma, Wasapar, Hakawakabium, Dawakal, Lasapar, Athum, Wayamar, Lawa, Ka, Yahaya, Zariah. Verse 6, Wahaman, by Yahweh, Wayakashabah, Lawa, Tazadakwa. And back to the English. Verse 24, save only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me. Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre, let them take their portion. So Abram, let his men get what they got, but he would not take anything from the king of Sodom. Chapter 15 and verse 1. After these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward. And Abram said, Lord God, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless, and the steward of my house is this Eliezer of Damascus? And Abram said, behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, This shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir. So the Lord was promising Abram that he was going to give him an actual son to follow him and to build a nation after him. Verse 5, and he brought him forth abroad and said, Look now toward heaven and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, So shall thy seed be. So the Lord said, if you can count the stars out there, then you can count how great your generations, your seed, your lineage is going to be. This is a promise that the Most High is making to Abram. And it's a promise that came true, because you could never number the nation of Israel.
Right.
Verse 6, and he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness. And back to the Hebrew. To Genesis, the 15th chapter and the 7th verse. Waya Amar, Aliwa, Anya Yahweh, Ashar, Hawataza'athuka, Ma'awar, Kashadyam, Lathath, Laka, Ath, Ha'aratazah, Haza'ath, Larishatha. Verse 8. Waya Amar, Adunya Yahweh, Bama, Adai, Kaya, Ayarashana. Verse 9. Waya Amar, Aliwa. We keep seeing this phrase at the beginning. Waya Amar is so he says, and he said. Waya Amar being the root word of to say. And Aliwa is saying that he said it to him. Waya Amar Aliwa Hucha Laya Igala Mashalashah, which is, we should recognize that root word shalash, which of course is 3. That Mashalashah is saying that this heifer that is to be brought for a sacrifice is has to be 3 years old. Mashalashah, of 3 years. Wa'ayz Mashalashah Wa'ayal Mashalash Wathar, everything got to be 3 years old. Wathar Wagawazal, verse 10. Wayakwakluwa Athkal Allah Wayabathar Athum Bathwaka Wayathun Ayash Batharwa Akorath Ra'aywa Wa'ath Hatazapar La'ah Bathar. Bathar is an excellent word to learn. It is a word that means to cut into. That one word is the act of cutting something into 2 pieces. So drop that in your vocabulary. Verse 11. Wayarad Ha'ayat Il Apagarium, which is the corpses or the carcasses. We got a whole lot of good violent words today. Hapagarium is the carcasses. Wayashab, Athum, Abaram, verse 12. Wayahaya, Hashamash. That word Shamash again is son. You're going to see that a whole lot. Labua'ah, Watharidama, Napala, Il, Abaram, Wahana, Ayama, Chashaka, Gadalah, Napalath, Aliwa. Don't forget that Aliwa is to him. And in this context, we're talking about a deep sleep that fell on Abram. Verse 13, Waya Amar, La Abaram, Yadai, Thadai, Kaya, Gar, Yahaya, Zariah, Ba'aratazah, La'a, Lahum, Wa'ibadwam, Wa'ainawa, Athum, Arabai, Ma'awath, Shana, 400 years. Arabai, Ma'awath, Shana. This is the Lord telling Abraham that his seed is going to come a time when we're going to go into captivity for 400 years. And we know that happened in Egypt, and we know that it's happening today. Because that's what happens when we continuously disobey the Most High. And so we're here in our captivity, which anybody who's watching this, any Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans watching this knows that we are in our captivity again. When you look out your door, that we are serving a stranger in a land. Well, we're going to read this in English in a second. So let's go back to the English. Or no, let's go back to the English. Verse 7. And he said unto him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldees to give thee this land to inherit it. And he said, Lord God, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, take me an heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And he took unto him all these, and divided them in the midst. Again, that's that word that we read. When it says divided them, it means he cut them into 2 pieces. Doesn't mean he put some of them over here and some of them over here. It means he was chopping them up. And laid each piece one against another, but the birds divided he not. And when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, Abram drove them away. No sooner had he chopped them up, birds was coming down to feast on the carcasses before he even had a chance to do anything with them. And he had to run off the birds. Verse 12, and when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Does that sound familiar? It happened in Egypt, and the scripture said that wasn't the only time it was going to happen. That should sound familiar if you're watching this right now. And verse 14 is back to the Hebrew. We're going to jump back to the Hebrew, Genesis 15th chapter and the 14th verse. Wagam af hagoyah ashar Ya'ibadwa Dan Anakia Wacharya Khan Yatazawa Barakash Gedaliah Gedawal Salakia. Verse 15. Wa'atha Tabawa'a al Abathika Bashawalam the Kwabar Bashawaba Tauba. Verse 16. While the war Rabiah Yashuabwa Hana Kaya La'a Shalom Iwan Ha'amarya Id Hana. Verse 17. Wayahaya Hashemash Ba'a Wa'ilata Haya Wahana Thanawar Aishan Walapiyad Ash Ashar Ibar Bayan Hagazarium Ha'Allah. Verse 18, Bayawam Hawa'ah Karath Yahweh Ath Abiram Bariath La'amar Lazariaka Nathathia Ath Ha'aratazah Haza'ath Manahar Matazarium Id Hanahar Hagadol Nahar Parath. That Nahar Parath is the river Euphrates. Verse 19, Ath Hakwayanya Wa'ath Hakwanazia Wa'ath Hakwadamanya. Verse 20, Wa'ath Hakathia Wa'ath Haparazia Wa'ath Harapa'ayim. And back to the English. Verse 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance. So the Lord is saying that he sees us in our captivity. Even though we're here in punishment, the nation that's ruling us, there's all the things they're doing are not going unpunished. Just because they're able to do these things today, tomorrow, maybe next week, the Lord's coming for them. Just like the Lord destroyed Egypt, and we came out of there with what? Great substance. We're going to come out of this captivity with great substance when Christ comes back. Verse 15, and thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. Verse 17, and it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. In the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates, the Kenites and the Kenizzites and the Cadmonites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Rephaims. And we're going back to the Hebrew. Verse 21. Genesis 15 and verse 21. Wa'ath ha'amaria, wa'ath ha'kanaanya, wa'ath ha'garagashia, wa'ath ha'yabwat, ha'yabawasia. These are various nations that are being listed here. 16 and verse 1. Washaria, Ashath Abiram, which is, and Sarai, the wife of Abram. La'ah, Yaladah, Lawa, Wala, Shapachah, Matazariath, Bashama, Hagar. And so now we're starting to get into Sarai, who was barren at the time, who had not yet been able to bear Abram a child, but she had a handmaid, an Egyptian handmaid. And that's what's going on in this verse. Verse 2, Watha Amar, Sharia, Al-Abaram, Hana, Na'ah, Aitazaranya, Yahweh, Maladath, Ba'ah, Na'ah, Al-Shabakathia, Awalia, Abanah, Mamanah, Wayashamai, Abiram, Lakwal, Sharia. Verse 3. Salakia. Verse 3. Wasakwak Sharia, Ashaf, Abiram, Al-Tagar, Hamatazaryath, Shapakath, Shabakatha, Makwataza, Aishar, Shunyam, Lashabath. That was after 10 years. We went over numbers and years so many times. You should recognize that now. Aishar, Shunyam. Abiram, Ba'aratazah, Kana'ain, Wathathun, Atha, La'abiram, Ayesha, Lawa, La'asha. Verse 4. Wayaba'a, Al-Hagar, Wathahar, Wathara'a, Kaya, Haratha, Wathqual, Gabaratha, Ba'ayanya. Verse 5. Watha Amar, Sharia, Al-Abiram, Kamasya, Aliaka, Anakia, Nethathia, Shabakathia, Bakhayakwayaka, Wathara'a, Kaya, Haratha, Wa'akwal, Ba'ayanya, Yashapat, Yahweh, Bayanya, Yabayanyaka. Verse 6. Wayamar, Abiram, Al-Sharia, Hana, Shabakathka, Bayadak, Aishaya, La Hatawab, Ba'ayanyaka, Watha'aina, Sharia, Wathabarak, Mapanyaha. Verse, back to the English. Verse 21 in chapter 15, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Girgashites, and the Jebusites. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. Verse 2, and Sarai said unto Abram, Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. So this sister is so selfless that when she couldn't bear children for Abram, she pulled up her handmaid and said, "Yo, try her. Take her. Do what you got to do. You want to have heirs. You want to have physical children."
That's right.
Now, can you imagine that happening with these sisters out here? They're selfish, not selfless. They would want you to suffer with them if they couldn't have a child. They would want you to suffer that right with them. It would make their mind explode to even think of suggesting that you go and get another woman. But this woman, this sister right here, wanted to serve her husband, wanted to make her husband greater, wanted to help make sure that he had children, that he had heirs, that he had a lineage. So if she couldn't do it, she'll find a way to make it happen.
Right.
That's a beautiful sister right there.
Right.
That's what we're trying to get back to.
Right.
We gotta cleanse the minds of the selfishness that the white man has put in our minds and in our culture. Because we got it the worst. We think that we're doing something. You know, our sisters think they're being independent in various things, and they learn all this from the white man and from feminism, but they don't even do that stuff. Do you see white women acting like our women? They push it on us for a reason.
Right.
They push it on us. All the scriptures tell you, and common sense tells you that if you want to destroy a people, turn their women against the men, weaken the men, pump up the women. That's the easiest way to get in and destroy people, and it's exactly what's happened to us. So we need our sisters to be selfless. And really, we need to be selfless to each other.
That's right.
But back to the scripture. Verse 3. And because Abram hearkened to the voice, he didn't argue with it. He said, all right, I'll do that. Verse 3. And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. And he went unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. Because, at the end of the day, this is a beautiful sister, but she's still a woman. She said, no, that's not how it's supposed to go. This is not how I wanted it to be. In verse 5, and Sarai said unto Abram, my wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes, because this Egyptian started thinking that she was better. She the handmaid.
Right.
She had one purpose. But as soon as she had the baby, and this is so easy to visualize, because this is exactly how women are.
Right.
She had the baby, and she said, well, no, I had his kid. Who are you? Even though Sarai was his wife, she's looking at her like, who are you? I had his child.
I'm Queen Bee.
Right, exactly. She thinking she Queen Bee now. And so Sarai said, so the Lord judged between me and thee. So Sarai was starting to say, this ain't gonna work. We ain't gonna be able to live together like this. Verse 6, but Abram said unto Sarai, behold, thy maid is in thy hand, do to her as it pleaseth thee. So he said, do what you got to do, handle the situation, do what you got to do. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. So Sarai said, oh, do what I got to do? You giving me free reign? All right. And she started, basically tormenting this Egyptian. She said, you think you better than me? You thought you was better than me? I'm going to show you what's up. And you can imagine a sister that gets told, do what you got to do, treat her however. You can imagine how that went. So verse 7, we back to the Hebrew. Genesis 16 now, and verse 7. Wayamataza'ah, Mala'ak, Yahweh, Al, Ayun, Hamayum, Bamadabar, Al, Ha'ayun, Badarak, Shawar, verse 8, Waya Amar, Hagar. The last set you mean? Come. Waya Amar.
I'm sorry, no, Salah.
Waya Amar, Hagar, Shapakaf, Sharia, Ayah, Mazah, Ba'ath, Wa'anah, Dalakwa, Watha'amar, Mapunya, Sharia, Gabarathia, Anakia. Remember that Punya is before, like in front of your face. And so this is in verse 8. This is talking about Hagar trying to get away from in front of Sarah. Barakach, verse 9. Wayamar la Mala'ak Yahweh Shawabwa al Gabarathka Wahatha'anya the Kaf Yadya, verse 10. Wayamar la Mala'ak Yahweh, Arba, Ath, Zariah, Wala'ah, Yasapar, Marab, verse 11, Wayamar, La, Mala'ak, Yahweh, Hanak, Hara, Wayaladath, Bun, Yakorath, Shamwa, Yashamiah, Kaya, Shammai, Yahweh al Ainika. Verse 12, Wahawa'ah, Yahaya, Para Adam. Now this is Ishmael, the child of Hagar. And they're describing what type of a person he's going to be. And so verse 11 breaks down his name, Yashamiah, Kaya, which is for because Kaya Shammai Yahweh al Ainika, which is saying the Lord has listened. Shammai has heard your affliction. Verse 12, Wahawa'ah Yahaya Para'ah Adam. He shall be a wild man. And General Muhammad broke this down recently. This is something that Ishmael embodies to the core. If the Arab is a wild man, like this is his whole essence. The way that this is phrased in Hebrew is unique. Because this phrase here, per Adam, usually they would be flipped. It would be Adam per a man that's wild. And that's the normal sentence structure in the Hebrew. Like you would say a wild man. That's the normal way that you would say it in English. But this is flipped here. It's almost like it's saying that wild is what he is. Like he's a wild nation. It just happens to be men. And that's the core of Ishmael. And if you remember that, you're going to understand what we see going on in the Middle East right now.
Right.
And you're going to understand what we've been seeing going on in the Middle East forever and what's going to continue to grow and to grow. Yadwa, Bakal, Wayad, Kal, Bawa, Wa'il, Punya, Kal, Akua, Yashakan, which is an excellent phrase full of simple common words, an excellent phrase, an excellent verse to practice with. This is 16 and 12. It's saying that his hand, Wayad, and the hand of him will be against every man. And that's how it's always been, and it's how it's always going to be. Verse 13. Wathakura'ah, Sham Yahweh, Hadabar, Aliyah, Atha, Al Ra'aya, Kaya, Amara, Hagum, Halum, Ra'ayathya, Acharya, Ra'aya. Back to the English. Chapter 16, verse 7. And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way to shore. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou? And whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. Because somebody won that battle. She thought that she was going to be, top now that she had the child. But Sarai showed her who the wife was. Verse 8. Verse 9, and the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands, because nobody told you could flee. You got to deal with this here. Nobody told you could flee yet. Verse 10, and the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And that's, of course, facts. How can you count how many different Arab nations there are? All these various countries all over the place. They damn near majority in major cities in America and England. Verse 11, and the angel of the Lord said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shall bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And the Arab man has spread out all across the world, and everywhere they go, it's war. Everywhere they go, it's fighting and violence. His hand is against every man, and every man's hand is against him. Verse 13, and she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her, Thou God seest me. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeth me? And that's where we're going to end for this week. We're going to pick up next week at Genesis, the 16th chapter and the 14th verse. And next week, we're going to see some more incredible things going on here in these early chapters of Genesis. Let's see, how far are we going to get? 27, 35. Oh, I may have misspoke. We may have to wait 2 more weeks until Sodom and Gomorrah gets destroyed. Sodom and Gomorrah are going to hang in there for 2 more weeks. That's all right. It's going to be glorious. But that's it for that. Shapar, which means horn. Yeah, yun, which means wine. La Yasha'Allah, which means to Israel. Imagine, so Punya Hakadam, which means turn and face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaska, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawah, Hayah, Bashamayim, the thunder now, Lakam, Kalyawam, Wasalakanawa, Kawafnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawathinawa, Wala'ah, Tabiyanawa, Banasayan 1, Abal, Kawashanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Wahatapara, La'awalumya, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. The prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Kashah, the sun went out, Hakah, Larpa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Madawa, Hakah, Latahar, Habatazarayim, Hakah, Lakwayam, Hamathu, Hakah, Our Kawah, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, B'Hashem Yahushai, the water Aman, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness, all manner of disease, the power to cleanse lepers, the power to raise the dead, power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a ayanya. Al-Haharya. Ma'ayan. Yaba'a. Isaiah. Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Aliyathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Aliyanawam, Shamarka, Anah, La'ayanawam, Wala'aya Yashun, Shawamar Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Aliyah, Yom Yunka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ayakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Ra, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tasaathka, Wabawaka, Ma'aitha, Wa'ad Awalum. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, who hath made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel, so neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Takarash, Wa Al Tashakwat, Al Kayahana, Awayabuka, Yahamayawan, Wamashanayaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya'ira Yungwa, Suwad, Wayathay Aitazawad, Al Tazabawanyaka, Amaru, Lakawa, Wanakakiram, Magoya, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Shum Yasha'ala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa'aitazawad, La, Yakadwa, Aliyaka, Baryak, Yakarathwa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wayashamalia, Wa'aba, Wahagaria, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Palashak, I'm Yashabia, Kazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Haywa, Zarwad, Labanyawat, Salah, Ashalaham, Kamadian, Kasayasara, Kayabi, Banakal, Bayashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayanda Ara, Haywa, Daman, Ladama, Shayathamwa, Nadiyamwa, Ka'ira, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabak, Wakazalmanai, Kal Nasaya Kumwa, Ashar, Amaru, Nayaraf, Lanoa, Nawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanyaraka, Ka'ash, Daba'ira Ira, Wakalahaba, Dalahat, Haryam, Khan, Daradatma, Basairaka, Wabasawapaska, Dabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Palawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Idi, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahweh, Labadka, Aliwan, Al-Kaharatazah. Keep not thou silence, O my power.
Keep not thy silence, O my power.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red, and like Zeb. Yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power and possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barak atah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Wa Tazab Ya'ah. Alawap Yahan. Ha Alawapim. Hasaranyim. Hakatazayanyim. Akayalim. Wa Hakwafim. Yahweh. Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. The water Aman. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and assistants, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. The curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets and the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, in the school. Send evils and curses, punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, the nations, the drug dealers, court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitatus, gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channel, and the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way will try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth. Cause the plagues to come and destroy them in their strongholds. Let America shake at the hands of the plagues. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael and Gabriel, come down with the flying saucers and kill all the heathens that come up against us. Salah. That come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you always. So be it. Sorry, face the front. Let me give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat. Amadim Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Yajimatah. Dismissed. Next week, we're going to be back. It's coming. All types of interest, all types of excellent stuff is coming. We're going to be right back here. Shalom.
Shalom.